Before I get started talking about the reasons why the keto diet may be unhealthy, I just want to point out that I'm not a doctor or a physician. The references I make in this video are based on research, and I'm completely unbiased personally when it comes to keto diets. From my research and understanding, keto diets can be useful in a certain number of circumstances, but equally under different circumstances they can be dangerous and or simply inappropriate. Okay, so with that disclosure out of the way, let's move on to why the keto diet isn't healthy. If you've landed on this video, I'm going to assume that you know what a keto diet is, but for those with limited or no prior knowledge, it's basically a very strictly controlled diet that aims to severely restrict carbohydrates from your diet. In doing so, your blood sugar levels drop and your body is forced to break down and use fat as its energy source. And this leads me to the most scary fact about keto diets. Ketosis is ultimately a mild form of ketoacidosis. Ketoacidosis is actually the most common cause of death in type 1 diabetics under the age of 24. Taken out of context, this statement does indeed sound very scary. So the question is, how closely related is nutritional ketosis to ketoacidosis? Well, in reality, not that close. Ketoacidosis is almost entirely exclusively a condition faced by type 1 diabetics only, though there have been rare instances reported in type 2 diabetics also, where they're also taking SGLT2 inhibitor drugs. For someone without type 1 diabetes, even remaining in ketosis for a long period of time, it would be practically impossible for them to reach the blood ketone levels required to fall into ketoacidosis. Typically, those suffering with ketoacidosis will have 10 times the level of blood ketones than those people that are in nutritional ketosis. So the takeaway here should be, if you know for certain that you are not a type 1 diabetic, then you shouldn't be too concerned about falling into ketoacidosis when attempting a keto diet. But I stress the importance here of understanding whether or not you have type 1 diabetes. A lot of people can go through life with a condition not knowing that they have it. And if these people attempt keto diets, the results could be quite disastrous, given the susceptibility of falling into ketoacidosis. So if you're considering doing a keto diet for the first time, get tested. The testing process for type 1 diabetes typically involves a finger prick blood sample to check your blood sugar levels at a random point in the day. You can either speak with your doctor about your intentions to try a keto diet and ask that they test you for a type 1 diabetes prior to this, or if you want to take a more independent route, get a reliable at-home blood sugar monitor, understand the blood sugar levels that indicate a risk of diabetes, and test yourself. So given those that don't suffer from type 1 diabetes are at practically zero risk of falling into the life-threatening condition ketoacidosis when undertaking a keto diet, why would it still be unhealthy or harmful for these people to follow a keto diet? Well, the research and opinions are mixed on this, and sometimes in the case of the latter, opinions are very strong. Downsides range from the so-called keto flu that you have to endure when first undertaking a keto diet. In other words, the fatigue and general crappiness you feel as you enter ketosis for the first time. Loss of muscle mass and the sheer strictness that you have to employ in order to remain in ketosis is certainly not something you typically fall into under normal circumstances through minor diet adjustments. It's a complete overhaul and therefore can be quite disruptive to your social and everyday life. There's very little opportunity to eat out without making about 20 special requests for the chef to adapt a dish to keep you in ketosis. Please don't be that guy. To balance the argument, however, ketosis is seen as a way to drop weight fairly quickly, though to counter-argument this counter-argument, many professionals claim it's mostly water weight that you lose in the early stages. The 2012 study titled Ketogenic Enteral Nutrition as a Treatment for Obesity, Short-Term and Long-Term Results from 19,000 Patients did, however, show that weight loss achieved in ketogenic dieting was typically mostly maintained over the long term. Keto diets can also be very helpful to cancer patients, migraine sufferers and epilepsy sufferers, where research and continued practice show some amazing results. But as with everything health related, a one-size-fits-all approach does not apply. Whilst keto may work and suit one person, it may not suit the next person and could potentially, as we explored earlier, be harmful depending on their individual health profile. So there you go. I hope this video provided more insight into the potential downsides and upsides also of the keto diet, and hopefully dispelled some of the myths that surround its connection to the much scarier and dangerous condition ketoacidosis. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please go ahead and subscribe by clicking the button below this video, and when you do, remember to also hit the bell symbol afterwards so you receive notifications for new health and wellness videos that we post. Thanks for watching.